Fitzpatrick from www.sexymenopause, and this is Stevie, the three-legged louchet. And today we're going to be having a talk about what it is that might indicate to you that your relationship is a toxic one. So our bodies have these incredible alarm bells. Our body's instincts and intuition will often result in a very big change in the way we respond sexually to partners, especially around this time of menopause. And I'm not exactly sure what the exact statistics are, but they are very high in this period of time of menopause, being a high period of divorce and separation for women who have been in long-term relationships. And sometimes this can be because intimacy is affected by the nature of a relationship. When we are around an unsafe person, now who is an unsafe person? An unsafe person is someone who may not have our best intentions at heart, and on a subliminal level we can feel that. Maybe they are someone who is struggling with their mental health or substance abuse. Maybe it is someone who is very self-absorbed or narcissistic. Maybe it's somebody who you've been in a long-term relationship with more as a business relationship in some senses, and that the intimacy has slowly but surely been put on the shelf for a long time. What we need to understand about this idea of engaging intimately, particularly during menopause, is that we have a need in our bodies to take things more slowly and to be more considered in the way that we expose ourselves to intimacy. And that is because of the body's changes. We are a little more vulnerable. We require a little bit more gentleness. We require a little bit more tenderness. We definitely require empathy from our partners. But if these things are not forthcoming, and if these things do not come naturally to the person that we are with, maybe they are a narcissist, maybe they have got a streak that stops them from empathically tuning in to you as a partner, then it is an opportunity. Menopause becomes an opportunity to really get truthful, to really get authentically aligned with what it is that would make you feel safe in terms of engaging intimately. Now, some women will not realize that it is due to the lack of safety or due to the toxic nature of the relationship that their sex life is being impacted. They don't understand that their body's libido is being hijacked by their partner's behavior or refusal to create safety. And a lot of women come into my clinic feeling incredibly traumatized by the fact that their libido is shutting down on them. Now, libido can shut down because of the hormonal changes, and libido does not always shut down because you are with an unsafe partner. Libido can be affected by stress. Libido can be affected by hormones. Libido is very much a mental construct as well. But what I do think is important to always understand is that sometimes our bodies are giving us alarm bells and reactions to the fact that the person we are being asked to be intimate with is not necessarily the safest individual or energy to expose ourselves to. And I feel very strongly that quite often, while we're in an entanglement of this nature, we will be the first people, a lot of women will be the first ones to turn the blame back onto themselves. And a lot of narcissists and a lot of abusers and coercive controllers will be very happy to deflect blame and project it back onto you also. So we need to have a little bit of a radar out for this. We need to perhaps run some of our concerns via a sexologist or really good therapist and understand whether or not we are inside a dangerous or toxic dynamic. If we are inside a toxic dynamic, we then need to ask the question, what will it take for us to actually feel safe to engage intimately? Will the partner that we're with have the necessary insight to be able to hold us more tenderly and with more care and compassion towards what we're going through in menopause, and perhaps take that time? We need to educate our partners to take that time to really nourish this field of safety between the two of you. Or is that person incapable of that kind of change? And generally speaking, if someone does have true narcissistic personality disorder, or if they lack empathy and they're on the sociopath and psychopathic diagnosis, there is very little chance that these things are going to change, and that becomes an entire journey to negotiate. But we can thank menopause for bringing it to our attention, and we can also thank the incredible wisdom of our bodies for bringing it to our attention too. And thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode.